What's up, everybody? Welcome to the POVincent podcast here on the River's Edge Online Radio Network. I am your host, Vincent Didiano, giving you my point of view on movies. With me, of course, is my buddy, my pal, my comedic comrade, the human megahorn, Eric Williams. Eric, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. I feel like you said that very sadly, like, with me again today. Fucking Eric, son of a...
Human megaphone, I love that. Perfect for him. He's so loud.
Right?
This is like, it's not a debate or something where I'm like, no, this is... It's like, yeah. Like, literally, we were at our friend's wedding at a huge church, and they were like, Eric, we need you. And I was like, what? And they were like, we need someone to let the whole room know about something without using a microphone.
You're like, I'm your man.
Yeah. Well, Eric, I'm sorry I did not give you my full energy.
Oh, God.
I decided to save some of it for our returning guest, Sereny Wellesby.
Hey.
Hey, guys. Sereny, what movie were you with us on last time?
Lion King.
Which one?
Lion King.
Lion King. Oh, God, yes. The movie that
Not the
kind of
Lion
was.
King. The Lion King.
Yeah.
It was another remake.
Yeah.
Loving these remake.
And,
reviews.
yeah, did we plan for this to be another remake night with you?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think the remake was planned. I think she was more like, I love horror.
Oh,
I
that was
love
it. Yeah.
everything horror. I'm going to see this movie,
Yes.
whether or not you invite me on the podcast.
Yep. Yeah, I love horror movies, and it's such a classic. I love it so much. I loved the last one. I loved this one. Okay, I won't get started yet, but
No, it's okay.
really
Yeah.
excited.
We'll get into it. We got a few things to go over. So, quick rundown of the general stuff going on. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the official Terminator Dark Fate trailer, the trailer for Taika Waititi's new movie, Jojo Rabbit. We're going to briefly, and I mean very briefly, talk about Scarlett Johansson and what she said, and then we're going to give our movie review of It, Chapter 2. We talked about the Terminator trailer that got released a couple months ago, and now the official trailer has come out. As you know, it's Terminator Dark Fate. James Cameron, the director of the first two movies, so the only two that people completely agree on that are good movies, has returned as a writer and producer. But the director is the man who directed the first Deadpool movie. So at least we know we got somebody who can direct action and is familiar with special effects. So this new trailer gets going, and Sarah Connor, well... She hasn't become very zen since Terminator 2.
Really? She hasn't gone all West Coast on us?
No, she's not.
That's so surprising. I thought she'd be into yoga and knitting.
Look at Vince's notes.
Don't fucking read my notes.
Forget Vince's notes. Let's talk about Vince's nails.
I mean,
No, what?
can
Why
we
are we? No, hold on.
Yes. All right, we weren't going to do it, but now since Eric
Well,
brought it up,
I guess I can't stop.
Look at this.
They
He
actually
looks
make
like he's
me
getting
wonder.
married tomorrow. Look, have you ever seen? Look, I'm a woman and my nails don't look this nice.
He
so
might
glad we
be a
can't zoom in.
cyborg. He might be sent back in time to kill John Connor. That's how flawless those nails are.
They are
I'm just gonna go with
perfect coffin nails. I have never seen.
Coffin nails. If you were dead, wow, I could just dress you up with those nails for a funeral.
Tap them for the viewers. Give us a nice tap.
Oh, that's too
my
good.
God.
That is too good.
And they're so clean. Like, I've never seen a man with cleaner nails in my life. Okay, that's it.
I love how that conversation ranged from compliment to diss to I don't know where we are right now. But
I just want to know why.
It was all over the place, man. It was all over the place. We were just the guardians of Vince's nails.
We're your friends. We notice things about your nails.
well, I appreciate it. And yes, I am a cyborg sent back in time. I just put my hands, my fingers hold together like this, and then my nails become like a spear, and I just fucking go around. Yeah.
Next time you ask me if I've seen this boy, I'm fucking running.
Good nails, bro. You should get like a nail salon to sponsor this show.
I should
Thinker over there. Or at very least give him free manicures. One, both, whatever.
Superb Beauty Salon did
Keep track of the fucking time, dumbass. That's what his notes say.
Oh, Sereny, I'm so happy when you're in the studio. But I'm dumb. Anyway. All right. I guess. Good work. You've done well. Good work.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Your own night.
We have
big sister, Sereny.
We have so much fun here when we have guests on. But anyway, the Terminator.
Anyway.
Terminator 18, yeah.
Because now you guys have fucked me up. Now I'm just imagining myself combating a Terminator and like chopping off his arms with my nails and just like.
Wait, so before we cover the plot, this film has to be better than Genesis, right?
It has to be in every conceivable way. So for those of you who don't know, this new movie ignores Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, and the last one, Terminator Genesis. Which is funny because every time they make a new Terminator movie, James Cameron is like, yes, this is a Terminator movie. They're doing like, James, just you're playing the game. We know you don't have to prop shit up. But anyway,
they're just pulling a Halloween on this one. They're like, fuck, forget the ones that didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in them.
Yeah.
So the trailer starts out. Sarah Connor confronts the new Terminator, the good Terminator, Grace, and she's got a gun in her face. But Grace pulls the guns out of her hand and is like, "Who the fuck are you? You just kind of came out of nowhere with a fucking shotgun and started shooting the Mexican Terminator."
Oh. Bad timing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Are you saving me, or are you just racist?
Well, this movie's gonna have some social shit in it. We're gonna get into it as we see in the trailer. But yeah, so Sarah Connor gives her basic resume about how I stopped Judgment Day. It was supposed to happen in 1997, and now it's happening. I guess it's gonna re-happen. And just giving her a whole like, oh, she stopped it, and then Grace is like, no, you didn't. Who
the fuck is Grace?
Grace is the new hero Terminator. She's the tall blonde with short hair. She's we find out throughout the trailer, and it's pretty much, we realize this in the other trailer, that she's not actually a full Terminator. She's some kind of cyborg. So she's
Theme of the night.
What?
The theme of the night.
Yeah. And so she's kind of like, what's his name, who was in Avatar? Sam Worthington, because he was in Terminator Genesis. The same thing going on with him, where he was kind of half.
Okay.
He was mostly Terminator, but he still had a human brain and a heart. She seems like she's going to be more of a half and half deal.
Was the TV show, was that a full Terminator?
I never watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Okay. I don't remember. I think she was a full Terminator, but she became mentally human after a while. I'm not really sure about what's going on in that show. But they're also ignoring that as canon. Basically, if James Cameron didn't technically touch it, it's not canon anymore, which, when it comes to Genesis, I'm A-okay with that.
Yeah.
But things go on, and they basically confirm it's the same thing that kind of happened in Terminator 3, where you stopped the original Judgment Day, but now we got a new one. All you did was push it back. So they're going with that, like, all you did was push it back.
It's never happened.
Yeah, which is what every movie does. They just like, oh, you just push Judgment Day back. And like, why the fuck are you doing anything? Just let it fucking happen. It's going to happen every fucking time. Anyway, once again, in this trailer, we see Sarah Connor, because we have this young young Latina named Danny. That's how she's credited on IMDb. And Grace asks her, Sarah Connor, why do you care about her so much? And she says, because I used to be her. They said that in the last trailer, saying this again. So I think the movie's saying that because of all the changes they've made to the timeline after all the time traveling, Sarah Connor is technically no longer important. I think what they're trying to say is that this new woman, Danny, is now the new Sarah Connor, and she's going to give birth to a different John Connor. Like, so, which...
so much. So much.
Yeah, which, if that's true, that could piss off a lot of fans, because
that's too much.
The fans don't like it when you fuck with John Connor, because the whole point of the series is that he's humanity's savior. He leads us to the victory to defeat the machines. And in the last movie, Genesis, the one that everybody hates, they turned him into a Terminator, and they never turned him back, and that pissed off a lot of fans. So if they're going to discredit John Connor again, I think the fan base is going to be upset. I mean, it's going to depend on how they handle it in the movie. What I'm hoping is happening, because they have confirmed that Edward Furlong, who played John Connor in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Edward Furlong is coming back.
time out. This is ridiculous because, correct me if I'm wrong, this will be the first time that John Connor is actually played by an actor who previously played John Connor. Because up till now, John Connor has just been the Doctor Who of this series.
Yes, yeah.
every fucking rendition, there's a different John Connor.
Yeah, every time they change the timeline, he regenerates.
What do we have? Edward Furlong in the sequel. It's just an old man playing him in the original. In the third one, it's Nick.
Yeah, that guy.
Nick Stahl. The fourth one, it's Christian Bale.
Yes.
And the fifth one, it's whatever the fuck that dude's name was.
I believe his name is. Are you taking a selfie?
No.
What?
I'm chewing on my lip.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I'm looking at the
lip chew. Looks like you're posing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Plus,
no.
on the green screen, the
We're
image.
just trying to entice more Twitter creeps, more Twitch creeps.
Yes, that's my strategy.
It's solid. I
Sit here
can't.
and chew on my
History has
lip.
shown that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You hear that, audience? You hear that? So yeah. Now, what I'm hoping they're doing, because they say Edward Furlong is going to be in the movie as John Connor. It's been confirmed, but we haven't seen him in either trailer. What I'm hoping they're going to show is that Edward Furlong and Danny, the new Sarah Connor, that they hooked up and she's actually pregnant with his kid. If they did it that way, I think the fan base would be more accepting of a new, like, John Connor.
Wait,
it's his
so
kid.
the new John Connor is going to be John Connor's kid?
I hope so.
That's your theory?
That's what I'm hoping, because if it's just some new kid, I think the fan base would be upset. I think they'd be upset. But if it's his kid, I think they'd be more accepting of it. It's just a theory. Just a theory.
I like that theory.
Thank you.
I do.
Thank you. Co-host, do you back me up?
Okay. So
I'm gonna go. I don't think he does back you up.
I'm torn on this. I'm like, wait a second. Like, so the question though is like, who is John Connor's kid's best friend gonna be? Because that's the one who's gonna go back in time to save Danny when they make the 6th movie. The 7th movie. What the fuck ever.
Okay, you're assuming this movie is going to be a victory. I think we need to pump the brakes.
They're gonna keep making them.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm assuming they're gonna make another one regardless of how this turns out. So, for all our trash talk about Genesis, I will say the worst thing about it was that they just put Matt Smith in a stupid role for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Doctor Who, because we just mentioned... Matt Smith, the actor who played the 11th Doctor Who, he was Skynet. He was the human image Skynet gave itself. Mm-hmm. So, which was like he just had finished up Doctor Who and he was looking for other work. And
it was one of those things where they were like, oh, hey, Matt Smith is going to be involved. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, he's going to... And then he's in it just to be like, oh, hey, John Connor, now you're Skynet. Ah!
I remember after when Terminator Genesis came out, it was doing so bad that the director didn't understand why people hated it, and the studio had paid people to stand outside the theater, like all across like LA and stuff.
Seriously?
With like asking people coming out of the theater to write down on like notes or a ballot what they didn't like about the movie. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? What do you mean? You don't need to have people stand outside of theaters to get direct information. Yeah. Listen to the movie critics. Listen to the thousands of people on YouTube who are just normal people who are talking about it on YouTube or on podcasts. You didn't need, and I don't understand why he didn't get it. It's like he was totally oblivious as to what about that movie was irritating people.
Yeah.
It's just
because people come. Okay, so a lot of film stuff is someone coming in and being like, "You think you love a Cuban sandwich? I'm gonna make a Cuban sandwich like you've never had before," and you're like, "But this is pulled pork and pineapple on fucking French toast? This is not a fucking Cuban!"
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Yes. Good work, Eric. Good work. 10 points to Gryffindor.
Thank you. May I say it's better than my Cuban sandwich.
Damn, Arnold looking good.
Yeah, no. Arnold once again.
Hot. He looks like Mr. Freeze there, who was very sexy. Remember when he was Mr. Freeze?
Sadly, I do.
I love that movie. You mentioned that last time.
I don't know. I liked the Batman movies as a kid, but when I get older, I'm like, here's the thing. A lot of people shit on Joel Schumacher for those Batman movies, and after the Tim Burton ones. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. That's what the studio told him to do. So I can't hate on Joel Schumacher a lot. I like those movies, like, as time's gone on, I don't really like him that much anymore. But I don't shit on Joel Schumacher because the studio was like, we want something super kid friendly, and Joel Schumacher was like, okay.
Yeah.
So he's even apologized several times since those movies have come out. So I hope no one's still shitting on him.
I mean, it's more the studio's fault because you see the issue sometimes. Like, oh, we need to appeal to kids. Like, and it's like, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, especially at McDonald's got on the studio's ass because their Happy Meal toys weren't selling because parents were like, no, the penguin bit some dude's nose off. I don't want my Happy Meal toy to be bloody.
Well, I mean, that one is R-rated, if I'm not mistaken. Is in the sequel R?
I can't remember, but that's during that time where PG-13, you could still get away with some stuff in PG-13 that you couldn't do now.
Wait, when did the second one come out? It was probably after the PG-13
The first one was
rating.
89, so the second one was 91 or 92.
So yeah, they're both after the PG-13 rating was a thing.
Yes, but anyway, Arnold is in this one again. He's shows up in the trailer. He's living in some cabin in the woods, and Sarah Connor tries to shoot him in the face. Understandably.
Wait, time out. Could you repeat what you just said before Sarah Connor tries to shoot him in the face?
He's living in a cabin in the woods.
Who again?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Vince.
Is this a sequel to
Sereny.
Commando?
Terminators don't live. He's just in the woods. He's not living in the woods. He's just in the woods.
He's charging it up. He's charging his batteries.
I like that. Yeah. He's
Well-
got a spare generator going. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna pull a nerdy. Well, actually.
Oh,
Yes!
no. Here we go.
Excited for this.
If you
Well,
remember,
actually.
they state in the first two movies that his skin is actually living skin that they grow in a laboratory. So technically, Terminators are partially
Living in the
alive.
woods.
Ooh, okay, so his skin is living in a
His
cabin
living-
in the woods.
Yes.
That's fair.
And looking
I'll allow
great
it.
as Sereny is covered.
Yes.
I'll allow it. Oh, he looks really good. Like, never better.
Hey,
Oh, my God.
Calm down or you're going to need to just be private.
Yeah. He says he wants to help the new Sarah Connor, Danny, and they teach her how to shoot with a big machine gun. And most of the rest of the trailer is explosions and planes and action and all that cool stuff. But the part of it that is definitely like social commentary is that the evil Terminator they made the evil Terminator played by a Latino actor who played Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He did a good job. In fact, he's getting his own Ghost Rider show coming out on Hulu, I think next year. Yeah. And there's this part of the movie where he's at some kind of border patrol facility disguised as a border patrol guard, and then he starts slaughtering the actual border patrol officers.
Oh, is this the political agenda you were talking about?
Yeah, it's a Latino man slaughtering border patrol people.
Got it.
So this
Yeah,
movie,
very subtle.
and the new Sarah Connor is a Latino woman. So this movie, I can hear the jokes already. The memes are happening. Especially if once again, if Danny is the new Sarah Connor and she's going to give birth to the new John Connor, I can already hear people going like, "Oh, great! Now we got Guan Connor." I can hear those jokes already coming. You know what I mean? I'm right. People are going to say that shit.
No, you're right. My head was just going, wait a second. The whole Terminator franchise is built on a bigger paradox than we even already realized, because the whole thing is oh, John Connor is the saver. But we're trying to stop Judgment Day. If you stop Judgment Day, you don't fucking need John Connor. You're done. Game over. Fuck you, John Connor. Go fucking masturbate in a ditch or something.
Yeah.
Go in the cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Or, go make your nails look as nice as Vince's. Do whatever the fuck you want.
You're going to be a hand model. Someone's going to see this and call you.
Stands up.
QVC's calling.
Yeah, just gotta keep moisturizing, keep that eczema under control. Next thing you know, they're gonna put rings on this bitch. It's gonna look great. Let's go full-blown Italian, just rings all over the fingers. Yeah.
Dude, in 2 weeks, you're gonna be doing commercials for White Claw. When Sereny did it, I was like, that can't get better. And then Vince did it, and I was like, it got better.
Yeah. So we were talking about I want to talk about movies, but since we're on the nail subject,
Let's talk about
this
nails.
was a solid 10 to 15 minute discussion we had before we started the podcast.
Well, it's jarring when you see them. They're shiny and bright and beautiful. My God, they're
That's a man who never had
Angelic
issues
and-
opening a soda or beer can.
No, I don't. I do not.
But I'm sure there are other issues. I mean, you probably give really good head scratchies.
I do.
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
I do.
That's a man that probably makes animals very happy.
I do.
I was thinking about people, but you're probably right about the animals, yeah.
People, animals, all can enjoy my nails. No, the soothing, relaxing scratches of the White Claw.
You gotta do your signature. There it is.
Feel like you're mildly inebriated.
Yeah. I can see the commercial now. Do you have a bad itch? And then just like a Photoshop of my hand going across the back. The itch is gone. Itch be gone.
Yeah.
White Claw, scratching the itch you can't.
Ew. I don't know about that one, guys.
Whoops.
Remember when this podcast was about movies? Remember that? Anyway.
Now it's about claws.
Yeah. But enough of White Claw. So yeah, Terminator Dark Fate. I'm excited. It'll be coming out November 1st, and we'll definitely be doing a review for it here on the podcast. But on to our next bit of news. We got another trailer coming from Taiki Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok. Jojo Rabbit. Sorry.
This looks great.
I can edit that out later, but fuck it. Let the people enjoy my screwing up.
So I have no clue what the fuck Jojo Rabbit is about. What's gone through my head at first, I was like, did they make a Jack's Rabbit movie? Does anyone remember the little 2D?
No, that's not what happened. I don't know what you're talking about, but no.
In fact, we shouldn't. Let's not talk about Jack's Rabbit because they'll probably do not associate us.
That fucking rabbit.
The other thing I was like, when you said JoJo's Rabbit, I was like, did they make a live action JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and just change the title?
No. I mean,
what
Netflix
is
will
it,
probably
Vince?
get around to that sooner or later because they like to just live action the shit out of any anime. But
It's Nazi comedy.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't be further off.
So yes, this movie is called Jojo Rabbit. The main character is a little 10-year-old boy named Jojo, and this setting is during Nazi Germany, and he is a Nazi youth. But it is a satire. It's a movie making fun of Nazis and all that stuff. Where Jojo literally he's a Nazi youth, but they treat it like it's like Nazi Boy Scouts, like they're in the woods and they're teaching them stuff.
Yep.
They're like,
They're whittling spears and filing their nails,
yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah.
as Boy
And
Scouts
searching
do.
for occult gold.
Yes.
So this little boy, he's at Nazi Boy Scouts, and there's this goofy shit happening. They're like throwing knives, but his buddy throws a knife, and it bounces off a tree and nails him in the leg, and it's just so it's children are getting hurt in this bitch. This should be exciting. You don't see that very often. But God bless you, Taiki Waititi, being from New Zealand and not caring about that.
This looks really funny.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, so it's like this whole thing where Jojo, he doesn't know if he's cut out to be a Nazi, but thankfully he's got an imaginary friend to help boost his spirits, and that imaginary friend is Adolf Hitler. His imaginary friend is what he thinks Adolf Hitler is like, played by the movie's director Taiki Waititi. So,
What?
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Here, I'll see.
Is that Sam Rockwell, by the way?
Yeah, that's Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
He plays like the Nazi Boy Scout leader that's teaching them all this stuff. And here I urge everyone to check out Taiki Waititi as in Hitler form. It looks pretty.
Looks like Fred Armisen.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like regular.
Yeah, they definitely had do some makeup on Taiki
Nazi
Waititi.
Fred
Yeah.
Armisen, but...
They definitely did some makeup job on Taiki Waititi because his skin is a little is not super dark, but it's like a light dark, and there is completely white. So they did some makeup on him, and yeah, it's this little boy, and it's just him and all this Nazi stuff going around. He's like, I just don't know if I'm good enough to be a Nazi. That's his moral dilemma. Scarlett Johansson plays his mom. And we got Rebel Wilson is in this movie as so many people, and they're all having fun just making fun of Nazism. They're all goofy stereotypes of the way the Nazis are, and everyone's happy to be a Nazi. But Jojo, everyone's like, the Nazi life, yeah. And there's this one guy in the movie where he comes to visit Jojo's house, and he sees all the Nazi posters on the wall. He's like, oh, I wish all our young boys were as blind fanatics as you, Jojo. And it's all this fun little stuff. And then Taiki Waititi comes in as imaginary Hitler.
Vince, what's the last Hitler movie you watched or enjoyed?
Hitler movie.
A Nazi movie, Hitler movie, is there really one and the same?
I know.
I rewatched *Inglourious Bastards* a month ago. Great.
How about you, Sereny?
Hitler movie? I don't know. There was an episode of
tough
Housewives on where like one of the housewives called another one an anti-Semite.
Okay, so neither of you guys saw Look Who's Back a few.
No.
I think it was a 2015 German film. The premise is in modern day, Hitler wakes up at the location of his bunker that he like killed himself in, and he's just alive and starts going about being Hitler, but everyone just thinks he's this genius comedian. Yeah, would recommend.
Okay,
Don't
where
know
can
if it's
I
still on
find
Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Netflix?
Yeah, but that's the last Hitler movie I really enjoyed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever... I loved Inglourious Bastards. That might be the last one.
That's
It's
a
a
solid
great
one.
movie.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
might be
good
the last
movie.
one I saw.
It's so good. But the big plot of the movie is that JoJo's in his house one day and he's like crawling around in a crawl space, and he finds a little Jewish girl. It turns out his mom, once again played by Scarlett Johansson, has been hiding this little Jewish girl in the house, and he meets, and they talk about Jews like, oh, they're so bad and stuff, because Nazis. I feel so weird saying that, even though that's just like me describing the events of the trailer.
Someone's gonna just
they say the Jews are so bad. Now,
Someone's gonna cut that out. They say the Jews are so bad. And that's all. That's just going to be your cyber footprint forever.
Vince, you're doomed right now. You're never going to be allowed in Israel, buddy.
You said it in a super Jewy voice.
Sasha Baron Cohen is going to interview you, and you're not going to recognize him.
I can't wait.
So cool. We found a new anti-Semite terrorist, codenamed White Claw. Anyway, in the trailer. So it give Eric a minute.
So in the trailer.
Now the thing, so in the trailer, it's a coming of age story where it's described as an anti-hate satire, and JoJo, he meets this little Jewish girl, and he starts to think like, oh, you're Jewish, but you seem pretty cool. So it's one of those things where it's like, him questioning everything he's been taught, and like his, imaginary Hitler friend is like, she's Jewish, that shit. Plus,
That's getting taken out too.
Yeah. God damn it. Fuck you, I'm supporting this Taiki Waititi, so if I get fucking arrested, you fucking tweet at Taika. Tell my friend got arrested for supporting your fucking movie. Okay? God damn it. Another fun thing about this movie is the monkey song, I'm a believer, then I saw her face, now I'm a believer, is the opening song for this trailer, but it's in German, so there's still so it's like they're clamoring down on the German stuff, and there's another song later in the trailer, once again, all in German.
99 Red Balloons.
Yeah. Yeah, just other funny stuff, like in the trailer, his best friend, JoJo waves to his best friend, it's like, hey, and his best friend's like, hey, but he's holding a bazooka, then he drops the bazooka, and it goes off and blows up a fucking building. So this movie's gonna have some, somewhat, for kind of Looney Tune-ish, it's like stuff, people are gonna get hurt, but they'll recover way. But some people were afraid this movie was not gonna get released because it is a movie by Fox Searchlight. And as we all know, Disney recently bought Fox, but after some of Fox's quarterly losses, they really canned a lot of Fox projects going forward. They weren't going to touch Fox Searchlight, which is their indie movie division that does very well. Mm-hmm. But after that, people are like, oh man, Disney doesn't have a lot of faith in the Fox property. Are they going to pull this? Because
Disney made a Hitler movie.
Yeah, because it's like the movie portrays Hitler as being funny, and some people were like, oh, this is going to be controversial. Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is this controversial?
It's not. It's just a comedy.
It's not.
What is a bigger surprise, though? Disney, it's hard to believe. Disney making a Hitler movie, or Frankfurter being a Disney princess?
Oy vey.
I know, because technically Frankfurter is a Disney. We've all seen the memes, right? Mm-hmm. Because if Disney owns Rocky Horror Picture Show, and what I generally got out of that movie is at least some of the time Frankfurter is a queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in interesting times. I'll say this about the non-controversy, a term coined by Rich Evans of Red Letter Media, is that this shouldn't even come up as a possible controversy. Why? Because several decades ago, we got the movie The Producers. And after The Producers was a thing, this should not be into question as, can we make Hitler funny? Yes, we can make him funny.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Haha. Because the funnier you make someone or something that's viewed as evil or hatred incarnate, the less power you give to that thing.
Yes.
So I think this looks like a really fun movie, really smart, inventive, and I'm totally excited for it.
Shot beautifully. The trailer looks
immaculate.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it is more well received than the Producers remake.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That,
Flop.
oh, man.
That's probably like one of the worst received Will Ferrell movies that isn't about Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, we're... Oh, we'll talk about that someday. Anyway.
Or we won't, and we'll just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. We're gonna get into our next subject before we get into our movie review, and we're gonna make this one real quick. Scarlett Johansson's in Jojo Rabbit, and Scarlett Johansson spoke recently. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Scarlett Johansson recently spoke up in defense of Woody Allen because his daughter Dylan Farrow accused him of molesting her at a young age, and Scarlett Johansson came out and said, basically, me and Woody Allen are good friends, and if he said he didn't do it, I believe him.
Oh, what the hell, Scarlett?
And here's the thing. I really haven't dug into this story. I've heard about it, about the accusations against him, but I don't really know a lot of details, so I'm not going to speak too much on that. What I will say is, hey ScarJo. Hey ScarJo, it's your old pal V Diddy.
It's 2019.
Yeah. I think we need to have a quick conversation. Like, I don't know if Woody Allen did that or not, but I'll say this: the man married his adoptive daughter. Yeah, he adopted her at 9 or 10, I believe,
married
and then
15, 16?
Yeah, and then they were fooling around by the time she was like 16, 17, and his wife at the time, Mia Farrow, found out not because he confessed, because Woody, being the visual artist that he is, took pictures of it. So yeah, if he says he didn't do it, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
Scarlett Johansson.
Did he touch Dylan Farrow? I don't know. I do know that he did groom a young woman to be his sexy young wife. So Woody Allen, I don't trust that motherfucker. And that's all I'll say about that shit.
Believe women.
Yes. God damn it, ScarJo. It's like, is that her thing once a year? She's got to do something that pisses people off.
It's like every celebrity's thing.
I know, but she's always
relevant.
What
did she do last year? I don't even remember.
Last year
Well, there's also this weird thing that happens where, like, people with power, it comes out, hey, you're a shitty person. The people are like, hey, you're shitty. We shouldn't let them have power. But there's always that one person that's like, I feel like they're going to get their power back. You know what? They're doing all right. Like when Lindsay Lohan was like, you know what? Harvey Weinstein never did shit to me. Someone please fucking hire me. Please, please, fucking please.
And then MTV was like, all right, we'll give you a reality show. And I was
I
like,
had a reality show about her like beach hotel or
that's
something.
That's the one. Vince watches it while he files his nails.
Wow, that is...
Oh, Lindsay.
She went from Mean Girls to having her own Jersey Shore. That's wow.
What it is.
Well, maybe she could have a guest spot on Floribama Shore, which is a real show. I didn't know it was a real show. I was watching Saturday Night Live one night, and there was a sketch called Floribama Shore, and I thought that was just a parody.
No, that's
it turned out to be real.
It's real.
And I was just like, damn it, MTV. Moron television. That's what the fuck you are. But anyway, so Scarlett Johansson, like last year was when she was cast in that movie where she was going to play a transgender person.
That's right. Well, people were upset with her. I don't know if she did the right thing or not.
Well, she pulled out of the part, but it didn't matter because after all that, the movie studio just decided to cancel the movie altogether. Instead of doing that thing I think would have been a good idea, it's like, okay, hire a prominent transgender person.
There you go.
Like, the point of them being pissed is like they're not getting work for the roles they just should be getting.
Yes.
They give them the fucking work.
Right. Yep.
Fucking just...
So she did the right thing. She backed out.
Yeah. And then it was like, 2 years before that was when she was in the Ghost in the Shell movie, and people are like, why is a white woman starring in an Asian role?
Yeah.
even though they kind of changed the premise of the film, and honestly didn't matter. They could have put in somebody like Jamie Chung in the role, and the movie was still going to be bad. It wasn't a good movie.
So wait, does this mean that the Black Widow movie is going to be about her defending Woody Allen in court?
That's right.
Okay, so we've got a next topic.
Yeah. Woody Allen's Taskmaster, and he's gonna. I don't know. God damn it, ScarJo. Anyway.
I love that you used ScarJo and you referred to yourself as V Diddy, because for a half second I thought you said it's your old pal P Diddy, and I was like, wait, did you write a scenario in which Puff Daddy's like, yo, ScarJo, you gotta get your shit together.
Yeah. Enough about Woody Allen. I feel bad now. I feel bad. Eric, why don't you stop me?
Dub Claw.
White Claw.
Because I enjoy the train wreck sometimes. I'm a bad person.
I'm gonna crossover movie with Black Panther. Black Panther v White Claw.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Oh God, Eric.
Eric, I mean this in the best way. I love it when I break you. I do. I mean it. Are we cool? We cool? We're cool?
I'm still breathing.
Okay, good. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to our movie review tonight. A movie I was very excited for, and that means something considering I've mentioned on the show multiple times that I'm not really a big horror guy, but this film, I was definitely excited. It, Chapter 2. Okay.
Behold.
So
Wait.
So this is for those of you who've ever watched us on the live stream or any of the uploads I've done to Facebook or YouTube. This clown thing, this portrait here, for those who are listening on SoundCloud or the Rooms That Stream, we have this like little clown portrait that's always been on a shelf in the studio. It's always been on one of the shelves behind the camera, and I've never touched it, but Sereny pointed it out. And it is really like an old school clown, white, and it's got the red.
It's
poofy hair.
just like Pennywise.
It's very Pennywise-y.
Like, look, there's Pennywise.
There's Pennywise. It's got the white outfit. He's got a little hat.
Those little ruffles, those crazy ruffles.
Yeah, and we never touched it. I always saw it just some picture, but it turns out, here we're about to get clown creepy. Hold on.
We're about to get so
you definitely pulled that way too far. It's going to do that for 20 minutes now.
Yes. We got the creepy clown music. We got the creepy fucking clown.
This is the perfect intro.
Yeah.
We're about to talk about the movie we just saw.
This is the sound you hear before White Claw murders you.
White Claw v Pennywise. Who will make it out alive?
Okay, that would be at least as good as Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my own cinematic universe.
I told you twisted it too far.
I did. But fuck him, he's a clown. I'm gonna put...
Uh-oh.
Don't break it. I don't know whose it is. Don't break it.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna come in tomorrow. What happened to my fucking clown? My grandma gave me that.
We were scared, okay? We were scared.
Yeah.
We thought it was a threat to us. It reminded us of Tim Curry.
Yeah. Is it please still?
I can't turn it off. I tried to do like the classic.
My fault. Okay.
No, it's okay. We just have creepy, fucking ominous background music.
I kind of love it. I'm not going to lie.
So, It Chapter 2 takes place in 2016, 27 years after the last movie took place, and the murders have begun again. Pennywise, the killer, shape-shifting clown, has returned to Derry, and Mike Hanlon calls up the Losers Club, who are now all grown up and moved away and have their own lives, to return to fulfill their promise to finish off Pennywise. Yeah, so this movie, like I've mentioned a few times, one of the things that I thought was so cool is that Jessica Chastain and James McAvoy, who play Beverly and Bill respectively, before they were even cast, a lot of people online were saying, "Oh my God, we should get Jessica Chastain to play Beverly," and like it was a fan cast, and they actually got casted. So I was really excited by that.
Well done too.
Yeah, and they're good actors. So I mean, even if this wasn't like an internet fan casting thing, just having them on the project is great because they've both proven themselves to be very talented actors. I mean, Lord knows I've praised James McAvoy a lot for the. For Split and even in Glass, even though I didn't like Glass, his ability to play 23 different characters.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean
McAvoy wasn't your problem with Glass.
Yeah, no, he was fine. It was M. Night Shyamalan was my problem with Glass.
Oh, that's a surprise. Who would have saw that coming?
Yeah.
Like from now on, every single one of his twists should be, oh, this is actually a backdoor sequel. Because then we were like, oh, okay, you didn't ruin the film with this one. Thank you.
Sereny.
Yes?
What are some of your initial thoughts on It Chapter 2? What do you want to say?
Well, are we going into spoilers yet?
We're going to save spoilers. We're probably going to do spoilers just briefly because
Okay.
I
I loved it. Whoever the creative director was, or special effects director, is a genius. I saw things in that movie that I've only ever seen on like 12 hits of acid. I was so terrified. I jumped so many times. Every frame, every scene is just like, from the opening to the closing, is just thrill all the way. I loved it so much, and it made me so happy to watch.
Wouldn't that be funny if that's how the creative director came up with stuff? He was
just like,
12 hits acid.
eating
Like,
mushrooms.
Guys, what if Pennywise was a fucking Pomeranian?
He kind of what he was. There was a Pomeranian.
Spoiler.
Spoiler, sorry.
Spoiler. But yeah, no. I want to give credit to Bill Skarsgård, who once again returns
Brilliant.
as Pennywise the Clown. I think he's great. I think he's
so
creepy.
good. Oh, he's so creepy.
And goofy and just and pretty terrifying in his own right.
I would let him murder me.
That's like the weirdest turn on I've ever heard.
Yeah, it'd be
I
hot.
would let him murder me.
I would let him do it with clown makeup on too. Sure. I'm not
That's
gonna fight it.
less weird considering what we've already established. That actually just makes sense.
Then again, I feel like what she said has probably been said at many horror conventions. Like, oh, I'd let him kill me.
Yeah.
You can stab me in the face any day. Like,
Well, that reminds me, because that's hysterical, is that there was a lot of comedy in this movie.
yeah,
A lot.
There was so much that I tapped her. Like, I usually stay pretty quiet in the movie because but I did give Sereny a tap in the middle of the film. And real quiet, I was like, is it just me? Or is this a lot funnier than you were expecting? Because I wasn't expecting it.
It was very funny.
Yeah,
And like, not just like, ha ha ha, I'm scared, this is funny, like nervous laughter. Like, good jokes,
Yeah.
good punches, very punchy. I liked it.
Without ruining the...
Without ruining the mood, yeah.
Yeah, it was quality comedy, little jokes and little bits and stuff. And I was like, it was just weird that there was so much in it because the last one had some comedy in it.
Yeah, but not that much. Bill Hader was in this one, so I think you can't have Bill Hader in anything without comedy.
Yeah, and
Also, you have a group, you have an ensemble, you basically have two options. There's going to be fucking drama and melodrama or comedy. Like, take your pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the last one, like I said, did have comedy, but it was comedy in the sense like it's a bunch of little kids and the kind of stuff you could do there. But it was more leaning heavier on the more horror stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, there's still like scary moments in the movie and stuff like that. Nothing that was super scary to me personally, but creepy. And
He was jumping. He was scared.
No.
Don't let him lie to you. He was.
I was not jumping.
Yes, he did. He jumped a few times.
I did not. I skipped maybe. Maybe I
He went,
skipped.
"Ooh!"
Whatever. It's my show.
I jumped too.
No, there were scary moments. I don't know. No, seriously. Like I said, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, he does a great job. I'm very happy with him. I think he does justice to the character of Pennywise, who in the old TV movie was played by the great Tim Curry. Who's just one of those actors that just always gives his all into a role. So I don't know if Tim Curry ever gave his blessing. I'm sure he did, but I think it's a proud. He took up the mantle.
Yeah.
Anyone know if there's been a single song by Pennywise in either of these movies?
Song.
Yeah.
That one. This one.
No. There is a punk band from the 90s called Pennywise. I believe they were at Warped Tour 99.
Oh, okay.
I didn't notice.
I don't think it would generally fit with like the mood that was going on. Oh, here's this pop punk song. Like,
yeah.
but just curious.
Never listened to
Yeah.
them.
But the movie does start, are the adult versions of the characters. They're pretty much what we see from the book. Beverly has grown up and she's in an abusive relationship. Bill is a movie writer. Richie is a professional stand-up comedian. He's, Mike stayed back in Derry and he
Obsessed over everything.
Yes, and he
for years.
remembers. Ben became an architect. And Eddie became I can't remember what Eddie was in the original.
Crisis management for the FBI.
Well, in this one, but that's what he was in the book in the original movie. I can't remember because I don't think they ever say what he does in the old
Maybe not.
one.
But in this movie, he's crisis management.
Yeah, which makes sense because he's super like
Paranoid.
paranoid and all that stuff. So it works. And we do get some of the children actors who played the characters in the first film. They return. I know something while watching the movie. Some of the footage, I think, was like leftover footage they had from the first one.
Could be.
But there was a few moments, and I almost didn't notice it. And I could be totally wrong. So if anybody knows, please tell me. But I think because some of these actors, they're teenagers now, and they're grown quickly, and they do look a little bit older than they were, 2.5 years ago. I think they did some slight digital de-aging on them, because there was a few times in the movies where I could swear there was the slightest of gleam of CGI on the kids when they were doing the flashbacks. I could be wrong, because it was just, if it is, it's really well done CGI to just de-age them just a couple years.
Yeah, I did not pick up on that.
Yeah, so once again, I could be wrong. I'll look into it later.
It would make sense. I recently finished season 3 of Stranger Things, and that was just kind of like, oh shit, like
It looks different.
Finn
especially
Wolfhard.
the kid from It, like
Finn Wolfhard. Yeah, he's in the movie, and the one kid who the one he's is it Jaden Martell? I forget what the kid's name is. No, that's not. No. Who's in Shazam? He's the kid on the crutches in Shazam. He's in it. Which was it? I don't fucking know. I'm so fucking. I'm horrible at this.
You're reading your notes.
Why is it not on your notes? Come on, Vince,
There he is. Yeah.
Jack
Dylan
Dylan
Grazer.
Grazer.
There we go. Sorry, I forgot he was in Shazam.
Jinx.
I didn't write down. But yeah, so they have grown up a little bit. So I think they did some slight digital de-aging. Not a whole lot, which has probably helped in the process.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if I turned out to be right. Because it was one of those things where like I almost missed it. But I was like, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah.
But no, credit to that, because it's like it's so effing subtle. I would be surprised if a lot of people didn't notice it.
Well, I think it's very possible that they shot the first movie and then started shooting the next one. So if they aged at all, it was so insignificant.
Totally.
Maybe like they're getting like pubes that we're not seeing. That might be it.
That's the CGI.
They CGI'd some pubes off.
And then they tricked Cartman into buying some. And then man. Yeah, so I mean the movie, it's weird. It's not as scary as the first one, because once again they seem to like push in more comedy, which kind of bugged me at first. But then I was like, this is still funny.
It's still funny.
It's an entertaining film. I was just surprised. Like honestly, even like in the final climactic showdown between Pennywise, there's still like funny stuff going on.
Yeah. Because you can't. Bill Hader is just inherently funny.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some like genuine character building moments where it's just them acknowledging their past and having to confront, the stuff that they want to forget, which is a big theme of the movie, that no matter how much you want to forget stuff, it's both the good and the bad that shape you as a person, and you need to acknowledge that if you want to move forward with your life.
Yeah, and they never stop talking about banging each other's mothers like they do in the original. Oh, I'm going to bang your mom. I'm going to marry your mom. They do that the whole time.
Yeah, very funny.
That's honestly way more comforting than them talking about the gangbang that never happened in the film. That should never happen in any film version of it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I was telling you that even Stephen King has admitted in the years since, it's like, yeah, that was a bad idea. I don't know why I put that in there.
Have I mentioned I had a coke problem, guys? Have I mentioned that?
Just pepper in a gangbang.
Oh, Stephen King, you genius, weird fuck you. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else to...
It was so scary. This is what I love about horror movies, is that it does pull you from like, you were jumping. And so was the guy with deviated septum next to me. He was jumping too. Like, you can go from that to laughing to, like, the end was a little bit emotional. There was a love triangle, and, like, they finally kiss. And, it just pulls you in so many directions, and horror is so good at doing that.
Yeah,
and this was so scary to me. All of the CGI, the special effects were so well done. I mean, special effects in movies are getting scary good.
I like how you just wrote a short horror film yourself about a person very excited to see a horror film and then ends up stuck in the theater next to someone with a deviated septum.
Oh, did you hear him? He was like...
Oh, I did.
The whole time. And then, like, something really scary would happen, and he would go... Oh. Like, he needed to take that breath.
That'll be...
Oh, he was breathing like that. That's why I was so close to. I was like, Jesus.
That'll be the name of the horror film. Take that last breath.
It was so loud. And he was so pissed at us when we sat down next to him because it was sold out. So we had to sit down to some.
Oh, well, I mean, when I bought the tickets, they were literally the two last seats up in the stadium seating.
Yep.
So he can get pissed all he wants, but
yeah,
dude,
he didn't like it. He was like, "Can you believe these guys?" To his girlfriend. I was like, "Can you believe this guy has a girlfriend?"
You show that deviated douche how it's done. But yeah, I don't like. Here's the thing: the theater we go to has assigned seating. When you buy your tickets, you pick the seats in the theater. Like I said, those were the last two stadium seats, so I took them. But it's like, dude, yeah, it's assigned seating, so I'm gonna sit where I bought my tickets to sit. So just take that, shove it up your ass. Anyway,
but the movie was fantastic. I worried about we're in the spoilers now, yeah?
Bam! Spoiler section, quick spoilers.
Spoilers. There was a few parts of the movie that just made me chuckle. There's a little kid in the trailer, actually, that you can see in that like mirror scene. That kid gets gripped up a lot by adults.
Yeah.
There's this cute little kid in a little denim jacket, and everybody's just like, "You gotta get out of here, kid! Get out of here right now!" And I'm like, again with the shaking the kid? Yeah. Like, this is the fourth time. When can we just leave this kid alone? And then he gets eaten, and it's over.
Yeah, we're talking about, like, I hope it's, like, how you pitch that to your parents? Hey, we want a former SNL cast member and Professor X to shake the shit out of your kid.
A few times.
Yeah. And then he gets fucking eaten. It was like, damn.
Yeah.
Just, it would have been better if they just kept shaking him and his neck snapped and he went peacefully. Like,
I like how your pitch there was like, well, we're going to have these famous celebrities shake your kid. Now, he's going to get fucking eaten. Are you okay with that?
You can keep the jean jacket. Is that fair?
It was a nice jean jacket.
It was a very cute jean jacket.
So we had more child death.
Yes, lots of it. Oh my gosh, the opening scene is
like a flood of
dead babies.
Corpses.
Yeah, flood of dead babies.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's like a whole bunch of jokes from a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah.
One of the things I like from the change from the old movie was Mike, the black guy. What?
You could just say Mike.
Well, here's what I want to say. Like, the stereotype in horror movies, like, the black guy is always going to get killed.
Okay, you're
right.
In
the last movie,
in
the original, he didn't get killed, but he does get stabbed, and he ends up in the hospital, and he doesn't get to join them to defeat Pennywise. In this one, no, he doesn't. He doesn't end up in the hospital. He joins them to take down Pennywise.
Yeah.
So I like how they didn't leave. The black guy, they just shredded that horror stereotype about the black guy getting it.
Yeah.
And they had him burned. So that's why I said point out the black guy, okay?
Okay, I'll allow it.
I'm not because you're talking about a history of racial stereotypes and the deviation. Yes. Now, by the way, that guy's black, everyone. Did you notice that? Do you have eyes?
His skin was unusually dark. But no, and another thing they switched up was, like, Mike in this movie finds a way to stop Pennywise because he talked to some Native Americans because Native Americans know everything about the supernatural, which is one stereotype.
Another stereotype. It's just the theme of the show, on brand tonight.
He develops this. He finds out there's a ritual they can use to defeat Pennywise, and it has every character having to go through a personal journey where they have to prepare for this ritual before they can do the ritual, which I like how they changed it up from the original because the original was like, we take down, well, here's the thing, they kind of changed it and they didn't. So in the original, it's like the kid's imagination makes Silver Pennywise's weakness. So that's what it is. In this one, we're in the spoiler section, the Indian ritual is bupkis. I haven't said bupkis in 20 years.
That's a Jewish, I think, ritual.
The Indian ritual doesn't work. A surprise, Mike didn't tell them that when the Indians tried it on Pennywise before, it didn't work, and he just assumes, like, oh, they weren't trying hard enough.
Yeah. Oops.
And they're like, but we could do it because we're the Losers Club.
We've got nothing to lose, and that's what they said. And it was upsetting.
And it didn't. Yes. And it didn't work.
They had nothing to lose except their lives.
All they had to do to defeat Pennywise was basically not be afraid of him and make him feel small. And they literally say they tell him, like, you're just a clown.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're being brave and they're showing we're not afraid of you anymore. And this weakens Pennywise, and he just kind of shrinks and shrinks as he's losing power, which How did you guys not know that already? That's what you did to him the last time. You
Right.
just stood up to him and beat the shit out of him.
How did
Everyone
they?
except for Mike forgot it.
It would be so upsetting to me if, like, I just watched 2 of my friends die, and all we had to do to this asshole was yell at him.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the movie ends.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
they
so
just
all
yell
they
at
need-
him and berate him and mock him.
All they needed to do to keep their friends was dying was give Pennywise an intervention.
Kind of, yeah, like a really mean one.
Pennywise.
They're like, you're small. You're a small clown. And then he shrivels up into a little balloon. I swear.
The Pennywise interview. Pennywise, listen, everyone here cares about you, but you've been eating a little too many kids. All right? All right?
You're not showing up for work. You've got blood all over your mouth.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened at Beth's wedding?
Yeah. I mean, we appreciate it that you don't eat any of the minority kids. That's nice.
It was all white kids.
It was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was. So I guess Pennywise isn't racist. I guess that's a positive.
Or he is.
I don't know. I guess it's only like the kids who, were like, I don't know if all the minorities are smart enough to, let's stay away from the creepy clown that lives in the sewer.
Yeah, only white kids would actually go up to a sewer.
That's why we're.
Be like, what's up? Somebody down there?
Us gullible crackers.
Yeah, the
I look
movie.
forward to your sitcom titled that.
Yeah, the movie ends with them just yelling at him.
Yeah.
And
He's
Eddie's
just a fucking clown.
Eddie's dying. Eddie's dead behind them. Like, their friends died, and they couldn't have like figured that out before. I would be so upset. I wouldn't be able to go make out with my new boyfriend after, which is what Bev does. She's like, I'm just gonna go make out with Bill now.
The one that's alive.
All I had to do was yell a little bit.
Yeah. And here's one thing I'd like to point out. Richie, who was played by Bill Hader in this movie, Richie in the last movie said this. They didn't say in this movie. I just want to point this out real quick. Why didn't anybody get a gun? Like, last time they beat him with iron rods and baseball bats, but nobody thought to bring, like, a shotgun or something. Like, it wouldn't have killed him, but it would have hurt him. I don't know. But it wasn't in the book.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I've heard this theory before that, like, newer horror, they try to keep guns out of it because it's so quick. And they like it. They need a story. They need it to drag on. There needs to be more violence, more gore. With the gun, it's just like, pew, you're dead.
I get it. I guess I'm just spoiled by...
It's lazy. It's the lazy man's kill.
I guess I'm just spoiled by Supernatural, watching the Winchester boys.
Well, there does become a certain formula involving, like, police and guns and certain things where either you need to, like, reach out to it or establish why they're not reaching out to it. Like, there's always, hey, why don't we call the cops? No, because the cops won't believe us. Now we have a reason for them not contacting the cops.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
Yeah.
That works.
Maybe they're like, we're talking about a clown who knows our deepest fears. Maybe having a gun when 2/3 of all gun deaths in America are suicides isn't the best idea for fighting this guy.
Plus, Vince, think about it. If you go to Walmart and you're like, yo, I need a gun, and they're like, what's it for? And they're like, what's it for? They're like, I need to go kill a clown I found in the sewer. They'd be like, how many guns do you need? You're clearly not mentally ill. How many guns would you like? You're chasing a clown? Can I come with you? I'll bring my guns. Come on, think it through, Vince.
Before we give our final thoughts on It Chapter 2, we got some people who joined in on our live stream, leaving some comments. Pookie 4 a.m. Asking about the green screen. The green screen's just, there's something wrong with it. We don't know exactly what it is right now. I'm going to be straight with you. Vixen, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no to your request.
What's the request?
It's a perverted one. It's a perverted
Oh,
one.
read it.
How much for the fat one to lick the girl?
Oh, you shouldn't have read that. Why'd you read
You
that?
just told me to read it. I told you it's perverted.
$20. My PayPal is
was can you guys play FNAF2? And I was like, what is that?
Five
What
Nights at Freddy too.
Oh.
Come on, nerds. Get it together.
Anyway, so I guess that's the last time I'll read the comments.
No, $50. $50. I'll do it.
No, start your own fucking Twitch channel. All right, goddamn. Anyway, fuck it. You guys gave us views, so whatever.
We will take it. We are whores.
Yes. But anyway, so, Sereny, do you recommend It Chapter 2 or do you not recommend?
I recommend it for everyone. Family friendly. Everybody, bring the whole family. Grandma.
Oh, yeah, so family
There's
friendly.
naked old titties in it. It's great.
So I really enjoyed it too. Once again, I'm a little weirded out by how much more. It seemed like there was more comedy than the actual scary horror stuff, but it was still an entertaining movie. So yeah, I am also going to give it Chapter 2 recommendations. So 2 recommendations this week for a movie. One for me, one for our guest Sereny. But yeah, that's it for us this week on the POVincent podcast here on the Revenge Online Radio Network. Thank you all for tuning in. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And just thank you all for tuning in and listening. We appreciate every single view.
Mondays at noon, Jim Crenn, No Restrictions with Sereny.
Oh, yeah, check out Sereny's podcast. Good stuff. Jim Crenn, real funny, talented man.
This Saturday, Unplanned Comedy Warehouse at 10:30, Variety Live.
There you go. Go check out Eric doing stand-up. Send them some love, people. We all need a little. But anyway, thank you guys once again for tuning in. Really appreciate. And oh, fucking hell.
Let's play us out, Penny.
Please.
Goodbye, Penny. Goodbye.
Take it easy, guys. See you next week.